And welcome back to another edition of our Talk It Out sessions presented by VERB. We are your hosts, Aaron Tate, Adrian Poe, lovely Jasmine Patterson behind camera. Everyone say hello to your future selves. All right, so if you've been catching our other videos, then you know what we like to do is we like to pick a specific topic, particularly one that is controversial, and we like to discuss it. We come up with different talking points to bring up throughout the discussion, but we also like to get involved with you guys as well. So for those of you tuning in, feel free to comment and ask any questions that you think might contribute to the conversation. But today's topic is come to my door too. Come to my door too.
I'm sorry, what was that, Aaron?
Come to my door too.
Come to your door
Come
too.
to my door. So, we came to discuss this topic because the lovely Jasmine Patterson, she sent me an interesting question earlier this week. She was like, would you want whatever man that your daughter is dating to come to the door? And me personally, I was like, it really doesn't matter to me either way. And so she proceeds to send me a link to a video about, a couple of adults sitting around discussing whether or not men on the first date, when they're coming to pick up the woman, should they come to the door of whatever home that they live in before heading out to the date. And so, it was pretty much all over the place. Some men was like, nah, I'm not coming to the door. You can get this here text.
Out here.
Another guy was coming from the perspective of being a father. So he was saying how he's going to raise his daughters to expect the man to come to the door. He would want the man to come to the door for his daughters because he feels like that's a sign of respect. Another woman shared that sentiment. There were other women, though, that were there that, it really didn't. They prefer the man not to come to the door. Or one woman didn't really care. Another woman was like, nah, because if I'm living with my parents, I don't want to be in the position of my dad questioning him. That's uncomfortable for me and him. So it was pretty much all over the place. I brought the discussion to, Adrian here, and we decided that this is something that we really do need to.
We got to talk about this.
We really need to talk it out. So that is the topic of today's discussion. Come to my door too. Do we have people tuning in so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Miss LaTracy Blount said, "Hey family, great
Hey,
morning
LaTracy.
today."
Nice of you to join us today. She missed it
Yeah,
last
I
week.
see it, I see it on the one
So glad you could catch it this week. All right. So basically, before we get into discussion, I want to ask for those of you tuning in: do you feel it is necessary on the first date, two adults, they don't live with their parents or anything like that? On the first date, if a man comes to pick a woman up, do you feel like he should come to the door of whatever home that she's living in before heading out to the date?
First date. You said do not live with parents.
They do not live with parents. So we're just
Okay, so you're adding that factor in
yeah,
there.
just two consenting adults deciding to go on a date together.
Right.
Jasmine, I know we've already discussed this prior to the video. Jasmine, what is your perspective on it?
I feel like yes.
Yes, he should come to the door.
Yes, he should come to the door.
Okay, Adrian.
Should you go to the door, Adrian? Should you get out of the car, walk up the steps, and go to the door?
For me, I battle with replacing tradition with my new understanding. And it is hard sometimes for me because even though I now separate the two, I still now decide to uphold some of those traditions, but I don't want my decision to uphold be what I'm promoting as a standard. So let me answer it like this. I personally would. However, I don't think the man should be considered less than who don't.
So me, I personally wouldn't, but I don't knock anybody who would.
Okay.
So you wouldn't come to the door?
No, I would not.
You would not.
Correct.
So why you didn't give me that energy when I said I would? Because we share the same premise, huh?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Because we're on the same page.
Right, level.
Right. I mean, I have somebody that I can now be like, okay,
Okay.
let's see why you said no.
Okay.
All
All right. So Monique said yes.
Yes.
She would prefer the man to come to the door?
Come to the door. Miss LaTracy said she was working. She's off today.
Oh, good, good.
good.
So, Miss LaTracy, on the first date, would you prefer the man to come to your door to greet you, or is it okay for him to call and be like, I'm outside?
Yes. And ladies also watching, answer the question as well. Do you think that a guy should come to your door on the first date?
While we're waiting on them to answer, Jazz, what does that do for you? And then I'll answer the same thing for me. What does it do for you for the man to come to the door?
So for me, I feel it is, it could be seen as a sign of respect, and just chivalry, I guess, you know, just to come in, you know, to my door and to come and get me, to take me on this.
So you want to like pick you up?
Date.
Like
Sorry, what is this?
I'm like you say like yeah. You want to like
No,
oh,
no, I don't need all that. I don't need all that. Guide me, just guide me to your car.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it kind of like you want him to, when he open the door, you want him to hold your hand, you want to walk in front of him, you want him to walk in front of you, like how you want this?
No.
Because see, this is the thing. This is the problem that we have.
Okay, so
we know you want these things, but we don't know how you want them. So explain to me, how would you prefer the man to come get you and lead me from your door to the car?
Okay, just knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hello, blah, 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 come in.
I'm coming to your house?
Coming in.
No, I mean, just if I'm not ready, or I don't know. If I am ready, I'll just say that I am ready.
Okay.
And then you
And
come and get me.
So when y'all
Calm down.
Okay.
Calm down.
Okay.
Anyway, you got me from my door. I'm locking up. You just, guide me to your car.
So you walk beside me. You want me to walk in front of you? Like I'm really trying to get details for people.
Okay. I guess just I'm walking behind you because I don't know where the car is. So you're guiding me to the car.
Are we holding hands?
No, we are not.
Kind of off the shoulder
date.
type of walk beside.
This is the first date. I don't know you like that.
I'm trying to figure out. I really want to know how to do this, because we say, hey, a man should come to the door.
Right.
But when we get there, what we supposed to do?
Right.
What you mean? What you supposed to
But
do?
then,
Just hello. I mean, are you ready?
Specifics, it's like, no, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like that. But
No, I mean, like, as far as holding your hand, I'm not an affectionate person like that anyway. So I'm not gonna hold your hand to your car.
So what I'm saying is,
I'm just want you to guide me to your car.
We're put in a position to say, hey, you should go to the door. Okay. It's like saying you should go to school. But what am I majoring in? How many classes do I need to get there? When do I get my degree? We need to know. So tell the people what the women want if you want us to come to the door.
Well, Miss LaTracy said, well, my husband came to the door to get me and brought me some candy. We will walk in together and open the doors for me.
Okay. So give me details. How would you want this to play out?
Monique Wade said, come to the door. She wants to
And you ladies as well, I want you to give me the process that would feel comfortable once the man gets to the door and you open the door. Give me like 5 steps. Like I come out, we hold hands and walk to the car. He walks in front of me.
What is the details?
We need to know. We don't know how this works.
I mean, why would you come to the door?
I'm agreeing. I would come to the door.
Right.
But I'm also admitting as a man, once I get there, I don't know what you want me to do. So help me learn what to do.
I mean, what do you think you should do?
Okay.
Just greet me.
Let me explain something that I could do.
Okay.
Come to the door, knock, open, and you come out and I step back. So I don't know if you want to walk in front of me or not. So I just step back. It's going to be awkward now because I'm thinking that you want me to see your dress or you want me to see you walk or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I don't know. Help me.
I don't know.
Well, there you go. That's all I wanted. If you don't know, how would I know?
I'm just saying I don't know the specifics. Like I ain't never really just.
I know you haven't.
Looked at. Okay.
So what is really the point of coming to the door?
If you don't even know.
I mean, just to come to my door to get me
to
so
do
that
nothing. Just for me to get out of the car to come to the door just to get right back in the car.
Yes.
Okay. And if that's it, then cool.
It's valid. I'm laughing at the fact that I know women has never thought about the fact that I want this, but this man hasn't been trained on how to effectively and smoothly transition into this. It could become a very awkward situation for us. But because they don't care about how we feel, I'm asking for details and nobody know how to teach me.
Nobody knows.
Teach me how to come to the door.
Let's see. Well, Miss Sheila Bless Blanks, she said, walk me to the car side by side. Be watchful to see what you need to do.
That's what I'm talking about.
Open the car door. Make sure I'm in and safe.
Give me instruction. That's all I need. Thank you.
Miss LaTracy says, see, things are different now from when I started dating.
Straight line, I ain't with all that. Thank you, Miss Sheila.
Miss Sheila said, you are not slow. You know what to do.
No, hold on. See, y'all doing the thing.
But
where
you don't know.
No.
Miss LaTracy said, that's not fair to come at Jazz like that. Be nice. Thank you, Miss LaTracy.
All right. I'm sorry. Me and Jazz had a little beat before that. I'm getting ready to that. I'm so sorry, y'all.
He's trying to come from me.
I'm so sorry. Miss, who was that gave me the example?
Sheila.
Miss Sheila, thank you so much for the example. And I'm literally sitting here on this couch telling you I don't know how to make it a comfortable experience. So if this is something that women are asking for, if you give me the details, I know how to do it. Like you just said, knock on the door, shoulder to shoulder, be observative. So that means I know you want me looking around to make sure everything is okay in a neighborhood that you're probably living in for the rest of your life for a long period of time that you know them way more than I do. But if that's what you want, I now know how to provide that. My point is, the world expects a lot of men that we've never been actually taught how to do. And now I'm asking you how to do this, and y'all respond with, you're not slow.
Well, I mean, Miss Sheila said just come.
She told me. I get it. But another comment
side.
was, you not slow. I didn't know. I just didn't know. Thank you. Now I know. So now men are watching. They know that when you come to the door, the women want you to come out. They want you to be observant when you're walking, kind of shoulder to shoulder. You need to lead to the car. Thank you for that piece. So that she feel protected. Get in the car.
So I can't hold your hand while we doing this?
Hold my hand? What you mean? Like once you picked me up?
Well, you said you prefer
I'm just
not
not
to
affectionate,
hold.
so that's just my preference. But for others, I'm not sure.
But that's not what you said earlier. You said I don't know you like that.
Because I don't, and then I'm not.
But you know me well enough to invite me
to the front of your door.
Yeah,
but I can't grab this hand.
You know me well enough for me to know where you live now.
But I can't grab this hand.
How else was you gonna come and get me, whether you come to my door or not?
Well, we could have met up at the place.
Right.
Well, we didn't though. You at my house
Okay, so
now,
let me hold your hand.
Let me hold your hand.
Why you want to hold my hand?
Because I'm at your house. Which holds more value, your hand or your house?
Plus, I'm saying I may be able to keep you more safe by holding your hand versus just walking side
and
by
you
side.
tiny. Somebody can come snatch you up. What I'm supposed to do?
Well, for me, I don't have the pickup at my house. For me, because I'm tiny. Thank you for bringing that up. It's probably like meet up at the location.
Okay.
But
so if we meet up at a location, I would respect you not allowing me to hold your hand more. But if you're gonna let me come to your house, I see where you live. You open the door. I see what you got going on in there. Mm-hmm. And I can't hold your hand, but I can know where you live. Mm-hmm. Now, if you let me know that we meet at a location, I know that you're a lot more secured, so I need to keep my distance.
Right. That's just me. And then when we get to the restaurant or wherever we are, I guess, my door is usually opened for me. So I don't really have anything, I guess, against that.
Wrong with your hand? I'm playing.
There's nothing wrong with my hand.
And
there have been plenty of times.
I didn't break your wrist on the way to
There have been plenty of times.
I didn't break your wrist.
There have been plenty of times where I've reached for the door to try to open it, and it was quickly removed, and the door was open.
I ain't mad. I'm just.
So I'm aware that I can open my door.
I don't make sure your wrist was fine from my house to the car.
You ain't wearing no kind of cast and nothing. We got any comments?
Yes. Monique Wade, she says, I think when he comes to the door, walk side to the car.
Okay.
Amber said, y'all better stop yelling at me.
I'm sorry. I will a little beef.
LaTracy said, she got my back. Thank you, Miss LaTracy. Monique says, if it's a first date, I honestly would rather meet the person there.
Cool. No, me ain't putting gas in the car to go meet a guy. Go ahead, Monique.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Miss Sheila says, yes, you can hold my hand.
Okay.
Thank you, Sheila. Let me hold your hand, yo. I came all this way, son.
Shoot.
Miss Rhonda Jones. Hey, Miss Rhonda. She says, oh gosh, I need to go see what y'all said at the beginning. She just logged on. Chanel Dawn. She says, first date, we are not holding hands.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, Chanel. Yeah, I was about to say Chanel. Are you wanting the man to come pick you up, or are you willing to meet him at the place? Please answer that question.
And while we're waiting, Jan, do you understand the difference that we're making between if I can come to your house, we don't see the problem with holding your hand. But if you let me know that you want to meet me, that's a red flag to let us know that you're a lot more defensive.
That shows your level of comfort.
That's just me though.
I mean, know what I'm saying? I get it. But so the hand holding to us, we're interpreting that based on how we meet up. If we can meet you at your house, we don't see the problem with grabbing your hand on the way to the car. Because you want to feel protected. Okay. But if you let me know you're going to meet me, I know that, oh, she ain't going. Let me keep my hand to myself.
As you should, whether you hold my hand or not.
And we gonna say
okay,
that.
That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother. Whoa! Into a whole, like I didn't say I was gonna jump on you.
I didn't say that you did either.
So why would I use the term? I'm gonna keep my hand to myself, and you should. Whoa!
Hold on. We gonna let's save it. Because I promise you, we gonna bring it back over. Let's save it.
We're not even gonna bring it back up.
Oh no, we are.
Sheila says, if we have been dating for a while, we would hope.
We talking about the first date, Sheila.
We need to establish some guidelines on the first date.
We're not talking about dating for a while.
Miss Rhonda says, oh, okay, first date, we would meet at the restaurant or wherever we plan.
Okay.
So I keep my hand to myself then. In regards of holding your hand.
Chanel Dawn says, I feel safer meeting. That way, if anything goes left, I can leave on my own.
Ain't nobody mad at that. Ain't nobody
we just knocking the fact that you going to invite me to your door. You want me to use my hand and knock on your nasty door, but I can't hold your hand. Oh. Yeah, your door nasty now, because I'm mad.
You're right.
Shoot.
Any more comments? Is it?
That was it for right now.
For all the women that are watching, this is what we're about to do, a little project.
That's it. Project.
Every woman that is currently watching, I want you guys to give me 5 things that you expect a man to do on the first date. Name me 5 things that you expect that a man is expected to do on the first date. Not many dates. The very first date. Give me 5 things that he's expected to do in order to be labeled a gentleman.
In order to be labeled a gentleman.
For you to consider him a gentleman, give me 5 things he's expected to do.
That a woman expects
a man to do on the first date to be considered a gentleman or to be considered chivalrous.
This gonna be good.
5 things.
I feel like we're gonna actually get the opposite of what you think. I feel like some women that watch the videos, I feel like Monique said make it 3.
No.
Oh, no.
You can come up with 5. Please.
I just feel like, women are prone to be more open to...
And real quick, even if you don't expect him to do it, give me 5 things that the world has portrayed a man should do on the first date to be considered a gentleman. Mm-hmm. So even if you wouldn't do it, what is something that you've heard the world say, hey, a man should do this?
Or you saw on TV, movies.
So even though you would rather, meet up at the restaurant or meet up at wherever we're going, you've heard the world say, come pick me up, or the man should pick the woman up. So give me 5 things a man is expected to do on the first date.
I agree with the statement that you were making. Like most of the women that are watching our
I feel like
video, they are a lot more open.
Yeah.
But those women are a lot more mature and accepting whenever men are telling them things.
Yeah.
That
or just having a conversation.
It ain't that minute. Yeah.
Relax your body, sir.
Oh, my bad.
I was a little too myself. Like, yo, we was ready, yo.
Wait.
Okay.
We haven't got the 5 things because it's so many that you want them to
I just need 5. I know we can get 15. I know we can go there.
Easy.
I just need 5.
Give it a second because they got to get their thoughts together. Since
They know.
5 things.
You can get 5.
Right.
All right. So we got one. Here we go. Jerry Latricia says share thoughts, pay for dinner, or make dinner and be himself.
Okay.
That's not 5.
One more. Give me one more. Share thoughts, pay for dinner, or make dinner and be himself.
So she left out. Oh, why? Yeah.
She put what she wanted. I'm pretty sure she'll if she wanted to add more, she'll make sure to comment.
Jazz and her friend?
I'm just letting you know.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Telepathy.
Y'all tight now? Y'all cool?
Don't rush out.
Okay.
Again, y'all want them to do 5 things.
Why you act like that hard?
Like, you know we can run them, yo. You know we can run them.
Okay, so Jerry also says be gentle.
I can come up with 5 before we even leave your house.
LaTracy, Sheila, Chanel, where y'all at? Come on
Give
now.
me my 5.
I know y'all got 5.
5 things.
Why they act like it's tough?
I didn't
That's
say
crazy.
that it was tough. I didn't say
Yo.
that it was. All right, so Monique, hey girl, she says show up on time, dress nicely, pick the woman up, open and close the car door,
That's 2 other rules.
pay for the meal or the event. Miss Selena says she came in late. 5 what?
We're looking for 5 things that a man is expected to do on the first date. Even if they're not your expectations, you can give us the expectation that you saw in the world or heard or your mom told you, your grandma told you, or saw in movies.
I like hers though. Those were some good ones. Those were a good choice.
If you notice,
Oh, somebody saying named Jory Get Real McGill. A man should open a door for women.
okay. So if you notice,
We need 4 more things.
if you notice, just at the house to car alone, you have come get me, come upstairs, or come to the door, walk me back to the car, open my car door, close the car door. I'm driving to the like we just left. Like we just
Yeah.
I just got here,
Right,
and that's
right.
6 off the rip.
Yeah.
Like you make it seem like they're.
But we're going somewhere. We're stacking it.
I know
We're
what I'm just
stacking
saying.
it because once we place these 2 charts beside each other, we really want the world to understand what's really going on.
Yes.
Right. Because you're wanting what in the end?
You'll see. You'll see. Stay tuned.
Right.
There's no commercial breaks here.
I'm sick of
You're gonna get to
you.
you're gonna get to it.
We are going to get to
All right. So Shay, hey Shay, she says 1, tell me his intentions. 2, compliment me. 3, maybe open my door. 4, ask me questions. 5, dress appropriately.
Okay.
Miss Sheila says, greet me with a smile and the door. Walk me to the car safely. Choose the place where we eat. Pay for dinner, and please dress nice.
Okay.
Miss Selena says, oh gosh, so extra. I know. Miss LaTracy says, hey group family, I have to go. My family is here, and a lot of them are kids and sisters. I'll be back next week. It's my sister's birthday.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
tuning
tuning
in,
in.
and happy birthday to your sister.
Bye, Miss LaTracy. We've got some good ones so far. So would you, okay. Chanel Dawn says, open the door, be respectful to me and himself, pay for the meal, be a protector during the time together, provide a safe feeling, and be punctual. Y'all so ready. Just see, we've got some good juice.
Everything
should
you're
we-
saying is very valid.
So should we continue?
Are you ready, though?
I'm
is
ready.
really what.
I'm just trying to see what the end goal is.
Okay, man. Can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
So, could you name me 3 or 5?
3.
Wait, so we
Just
don't
did 3.
remember.
Could you name me 3 things that a woman is expected to do on the first date that is also not required to be reciprocated by the man?
And so what we mean by that is you guys name things like come to the door, open my door, pay for the meal, that kind of stuff. So those things cannot be reciprocated by the female. If I'm paying for the meal, then obviously you're not pulling out your wallet. If I'm opening your door, obviously your wrist is broken. If I'm picking you up, then obviously you have no car. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, you don't want to use your gas.
you don't want to use
or
your
whatever
gas.
it may
So
be.
those things that are typical.
We
for a
both
man
can't
to
do it at the same time.
So give us 3 things that is expected of a woman to do that
the
is
man
already
cannot.
that is not reciprocated by the man. Don't say hair and nails because you already do that for yourself.
No, give them time. Because I want them to bring it up so we can swat it down. Let them.
Trying to tell them
Let them. Don't let them. I take joy in swatting, yo.
Okay.
Let them come.
Don't tell them
My
what
bad,
to
my
say
bad,
and how
my
to
bad.
say it.
Say what you want to
Say
say.
what you want to say.
Okay.
Give it to him. Give it to us.
That's it.
3 things is all we need.
That the woman
Is expected
to do that the
on the first
man
date.
is not expected to do as well.
What I would not get over
So much.
is the other day when they had to huddle up to come up with
No, Jan was like, she was like,
Because everything I was giving, you was shooting it down, so I didn't know what else you wanted.
You finna see us do the Facebook universe right. as well. You're not in this alone.
So extra. 3 things.
3. We just need 3 things
Come on,
that y'all are expected to do that we are not equally expected
ladies.
to do as well.
Come on, ladies. Give me 3
Hold
things
on.
that we are expected to do.
Hold on, God dog it.
3 things that we got to do on this first date.
Please.
That we also don't have to do as well.
We ain't talking about you. We talking about what I'm doing.
No.
Give me 3 things that a woman is expected to do.
Everything they just named, y'all can't do with us. You can't open the door if I'm opening the door. You can't pay for the food. Also, if I'm the one financially paying for the food.
Why can't?
We can't be in 2 cars at one time.
You can't drive yourself if I'm picking you up.
Right. So what you name has to be exclusively woman related. That is not equal to something we do as well.
Y'all are so unnecessarily petty.
We are very necessary. Have you seen the world that we're living in? We are very necessary.
And so Tracy says, thank you, be good, and leave Jazzy alone, and spank y'all next week. Miss Sheila said, you so funny. Jerry says, no comment if it's going to be a drag. See what I'm talking about?
Oh, no.
Open up the floor for a safe space.
It's safe.
Then relax your bodies. And then really try to educate and talk to your good people that are watching. They don't need all of that.
Okay.
So ladies, give us 3 things that we're expected to do on these first dates. We are in a safe space.
Please.
We're in a safe space.
They knew.
All right. Katrina says,
It's like, I don't want to say it.
calm down.
I don't like your attitude.
You will not swap me, sir.
Let's see. Katrina Ford says, show up on time, dress appropriately, be respectful, give me a compliment, and show me a good time. I think that was from her 5.
Okay, for the guy. Okay, thank you.
Sheila says, be in your presence. Now take joy.
She's God?
And then,
Is she the Lord? Wow, let's deal with that. Oh, no. One at a time. We're going to take this slow. Read her comment again.
be in your presence. Now take joy.
Okay, so the woman is expected to be in our presence. So that's something that she said that is expected of her. But is the man also expected to be in your presence as well?
Or is he absent during the date?
Answer yes or no.
Miss Sheila, did you hear that? Again, this is a safe space. Ask that question again.
It is a safe space.
What was
I
it?
keep getting excited. Let me calm down. Is the man also not expected to be present during the date as well?
Or is he absent?
Or is he non-existent during the date?
Jerry says, smell good, dress appropriately, and show gratitude.
Okay. And Jerry, is the man not also required to smell good, dress appropriately, and what?
Show gratitude.
And show gratitude, yes or no?
Monique says, let someone know where they will be, share location with a friend, look for red flags, have an exit strategy if the date ain't
You dating Ted. You know what's crazy? The fact that she exited the date. she ain't even still in the date. She's outside the date. She couldn't find that in the date.
You should always have a plan B.
What?
That's a new one. That is a new one for me. Yo.
All right. Trisha Best Valley, she says hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Shay said yes to what Monique said. Miss
They
Sheila,
literally went outside.
We not even on the date anymore, yo.
Miss Sheila says he will be in my presence.
Okay, Miss Sheila, will you also not be in his presence? And what makes your presence so valuable that you also can equally acknowledge that you're in his as well? Because the question is, name 3 things that is expected of the woman that the man doesn't also have to do. Because coming to the house, we both can't come to each other's house. Opening the door, we both can't open each other's door. Those things we have to do that are exclusively assigned to us. So do you see how egotistical it is for women to say, well, he's in my presence, as if you're not in his presence as well? What makes your presence more valuable than his presence? And I'm not asking in defensiveness. I legit want to know how we arrive at this as a world.
Very good. Kimberly Virgil says, 1, act like a lady. Don't be dominating. And do not attempt to be intimate.
So real quick. So the things that we named that is expected of a man, it's assumed that meeting those requirements then classifies him as a gentleman. You named one thing which is that's expected of a woman, which is act like a lady. What does act like a lady mean? What is expected of a woman that now classifies her as a lady? Please clarify that.
Of course.
All right. Jerry says, come as you are. Yes. Miss Rhonda says, be on time, friendly greeting, good conversation, pay for a meal if we haven't agreed to split costs. Some men don't want the woman to pay. She put that in parentheses. And then walk to her car after dinner.
Those are the 5 for the men. Great, and I like that parentheses. We'll deal with that in a minute, though.
Shay says, I can't think of none, to be honest.
Thank you.
Thank you for being honest, Shay.
Thank you.
Jerry says, I'm only accountable for myself at first because you never know what you will get. Hi, Jerry. Miss Sheila, I was really being funny with that comment.
Okay. But no.
But you still haven't given us 3 things for the woman,
even though you were comically presenting it, there are people in the world that actually believe that wholeheartedly.
That all they have to do is show up.
I'm here.
So can you give us 3 things that is expected of a woman on the first date that is not already reciprocated by the man?
Shay realized when outside today.
Monique.
That's hilarious, though.
Monique responds to Shay saying, that's the point they're trying to get to. They're just building up to it. Yes, they are, Monique. Miss Rhonda, her 3, as a woman, show up on time, great conversation, thank him for hopefully a great date, LOL. And then she said, let's be grown and just have a good time, LOL.
So what the point of the project or the point of the exercise was to highlight the disparity between what is expected of a man that cannot already be reciprocated by the woman and what is expected of the woman that cannot already be reciprocated by the man. All right. So let me ask women this. So we named 5 things. Come pick me up, come to my door, walk me to the car, open my door to the car in the restaurant, pay for the meal, be a protector, provider, all of these
Good
things.
Conversation. Don't try to touch
Good conversation. So if all of these things are required of a man, let's say the only thing he asks you for is sex at the end of the date. Are you giving it to him or not? That's a question I want to know. If he meets all of these, and we just gonna stick with 5. If he meets all those 5 requirements that you said is expected of him, and he only requires sex from you at the end of the night, can he get it? That's what I want to know.
So, ladies, after he gets the 5 things on the list that you've listed, am I understanding this?
Yes.
are you going to give him the
things,
nookie on the first date?
but we're talking about things that are not already reciprocated. We can't reciprocate coming to pick you up. I can't reciprocate coming to the door. You can't reciprocate walking you to the car. You can't reciprocate opening your own door. You can't reciprocate me paying for the meal. Those things, we're not talking about having a good conversation, being respectful. Those things are already reciprocated.
We both have to do those things.
Right. So if he meets those requirements, can I get sex at the end of the night?
Now, let me add my piece. I personally don't agree with having sex on the first date.
I don't either.
Yeah, but we're trying to get somewhere. Yeah. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. Not me personally, no. I'm not asking for it.
We're just trying to get to a point.
We're just saying for men that do expect that on the first date, if they meet all these requirements, can they get it at the end of the night?
And are you offended if they expect it?
Y'all could have seen Jazz's face.
I wish I had a button to turn the camera around on her.
So, wow.
How dare you?
Hey, what the? Let me look at these comments. So Shay says her 3 are be potential, saying thank you, smell good.
We have to do that too. It's amazing how y'all are missing the point of the question. The point of the question is to name something that women have to do that men don't also do as well. All of the things that we named previously are things that are subject to only us. So give us 3 things that are subject to only the woman.
Because all of the things that you guys are naming for the woman are things that a man has to do. Be respectful, say thank you, be grateful, smell good, look good.
Open conversation.
Have a good conversation. That is happening between the both of us.
We both got to do that too. Give us something that y'all have to do.
All right, so Aaron, to answer your question, Miss Sheila says no with caps and exclamation points. Miss Rhonda says he's not getting that no matter what. Miss Sheila says a woman can do all the things that a man can do on the first date. And then
we understand that they can.
That's where we're going, Thanos. We're trying to get everybody out there. That's the end game. That's what we're really trying to get the world to understand. So at the end of the video, Miss Sheila? Was that her?
Yes, that was Michelle.
I want you to stick to the end so that it's at least one woman in the world that understands where we're going. And I need you to post that same comment at the very end when we knock it all down.
Yes, please.
We on the same page.
Miss Jerry says, don't make the question so deep. You may be losing people. So aggressive.
I don't know how much more clear we could be. Like, I don't know how clearer I can get with the question.
This legitimately shows the condition and the programming, traditional values that we have. The fact that what we're asking for is either being diverted to outside things like, oh, make sure somebody know where you're at. No, that's not what I'm asking. I'm not asking you for external stuff. I'm asking you for internal. Or stop being so deep. Don't try to make it seem like the question is the problem. The problem is we've never sat down and talked it out.
Right.
Now that we're talking about it, you realize that you don't have an answer. And not you, but you. So now that you don't have an answer, let's now reprogram the dynamic. That's all we're trying to do. We're sarcastically saying it. We're not really being aggressive for real. We understand it's a comical thing, but we do want to promote that we have a serious problem when the world cannot identify and understand that the scales are really unbalanced in this thing. And then you wonder why men feel or expect things. Because when you stack all of this stuff up on top of them and then tell them, well, you still not going to get no paycheck, that logic doesn't work for anybody else in the world. That logic works nowhere else. You go to work all week, your boss expects you to do things, you check off the things on that list, and you get a check at the end of the week. Not to say I'm trying to turn you into some financial compensation. Not to say that I'm trying to turn you into a financial thing. However, if you're not equally helping me, you're using me to a degree. And you can't say, well, you get my time because you get mine as well. Well, you get my energy, you get mine as well. You get my conversation, you get like everything you throw up I can throw up as well. But because y'all don't care about how the man feels, nor have you cared in a long time, I honestly don't think y'all ever cared. Now that we're voicing, hey, we're required a lot, and then y'all get mad when we expect one thing. Or
And then y'all still have the power to say no.
Yeah, then you still got the power to say no, which I understand, but what we're trying to convey is, let's make it even. Let's equally share and build together, because if we're in a relationship or we're trying to build on a date, why would you try to siphon everything out of me and leave me with what? Well, you got my time, you got mine too. You got my address. What that supposed to do for me? So the fact that y'all can't even wrap your minds around trying to make it seem like we're the problem lets us know that you're the problem. And not you, but you. Admit it's wrong. The scales are unbalanced. And we need to start understanding just that. Y'all have a God complex, and not y'all, but y'all. All of y'all who think that I can name time, I gotta get dressed, I'm gonna be there, as if the man don't exist as well. That is a God complex, and you're wrong.
I feel like women do try to share the load equally, but sometimes it's not received well from the man.
Agreed.
Because it's been instilled and built in them that they are supposed to be a gentleman, they're supposed to be chivalrous. So a woman is not supposed to do these things.
Correct. I agree.
So there are women out there that I feel like would be okay with sharing that or having that equal, but it's not received well from the man.
And that's why those men only have one expectation, because they're trying to uphold these years of traditional things that they think makes them a man, which also has been assigned to sex. So the only thing that they have as an expectation is sex. But we're literally here on live trying to promote to the men that there are more things to expect from a woman, and guess who can't give us none? The women. So guess what they revert back to? Your vagina. Tell me I'm lying.
Why are we reverting back to my vagina?
Because there are no other options.
So so let's go back to the hand holding thing. If you want me to come pick you up and you want me to come to your door, but then I expect to be able to hold your hand on the way back to the car, and you say, no, you're not holding my hand. Well, why did I have to come to the door? So you see how it's unfair for you to place these expectations on me, but then when I place mine on you, it's a problem, and you have the option of shutting it down. We're saying if you're going to place expectations on me and we can't shut it down, then you shouldn't be able to shut down our expectations on you. And that's the problem that we're addressing. Now, we do agree that men do need to start having conversations about what else can we expect from women other than just sex. So and if we start coming up with those things, sex will be pushed all the way to the back.
But since there's nothing to push to the back, the only thing that these guys got on their mind is sex, because we're literally asking y'all, give us something to hope for. Give us something to expect. Because at home, when you getting dressed, you know, oh, girl, he going to be smelling good. He going to pay. He going to do this. We at home like, man, I hope I get some. Because that's the only thing right here. So help us reframe these guys' thoughts. That's all we're trying to get. Because we don't think like that. But there are millions of guys that do. So help us help them.
I mean, first, don't go in like immediately thinking, oh, if I ask her out, I'm going to get some. And I just feel like women have...
You're doing the thing again. The grass and ground.
I'm just saying, well, women have expectations or standards of men. I feel like men would maybe need to have conversations of... before we even have an actual first date, in the conversation, talk about what you actually expect or look for. Now. I'm talking to the horses.
Oh, my bad.
You just told me to talk to the horses.
My bad. Let me relax.
I just want to talk to the horses. You said to give them some tips.
Okay.
I'm just letting them know, like, go in or have these conversations before the actual first date happens. So for you holding my hand, I could have some type of traumatic experience that I might be working on to where I don't feel comfortable with a man touching me.
And that's fine.
So if I have that conversation with you before we actually go on this first date, then you'll know to either not reach for my hand or either don't feel a way if I do not hold your hand.
So question. So you have the conversation about holding your hand. If I also express discomfort with picking you up, Is that okay if I decide, hey, instead of me coming to get you, can we meet up at the
Because
restaurant?
he's had a bad
Correct.
experience one time picking somebody up and almost got shot.
And I'm gonna have to respect that.
Okay,
because
so let's say
at that point in time, I want to make sure that you're comfortable. Because again, we're new. I want to make sure I'm comfortable on this date with this new person, and I want to make sure that you're comfortable with me as well. In order for us to have a good conversation during this first date.
okay, let's say I agree to come pick you up, but let's say I don't want to come to your door. Is that okay?
It will be okay. It will be okay because we talked about it.
Okay.
So I already know from the jump what you're going to do and what you're not going to do.
So as long as we discuss each other's standards and what we are and are
Correct.
not comfortable with, we can come to an agreement
Correct.
on how we're going to conduct ourselves.
And if
on
I'm
this
just so bent about you not coming to my door,
Then
then
we
we
just
probably
need to
won't
not
have
go
a
on this
first
date.
date because you've expressed to me, I hear you, I understand, but I expect you to come to my door.
So the
and if
women
you don't
that
want
are
to do
listening-
that, then I have to respect that.
The women that are listening, the perspective that Jazz is coming from, how many of you guys agree with what she is saying? Are you willing to have a conversation with the guy about what you expect from him and what he may expect from you? And can you guys come to an agreement about what you are and are not comfortable with and how you're going to conduct the night based off that conversation?
When without allowing the guy's turnoffs to have you thinking he's less than.
Right.
Like if a guy takes him like, oh, well, I can come pick you up, but I ain't coming to your door. You know they ain't going for that.
They're not.
Now, there are women out there that are, Jazz and the rest of y'all, but there are more women that if you text them some mess like that, oh, girl, he wouldn't even open the door. He wouldn't even come. He'd sit like...
You now knocking points
You
off the
knocking
board.
points off him before. But then if you tell me, hey, you know, I would like to go out, but just understand I've been through such and such and I really don't want... Okay, I respect that. And I'm still coming to get you.
Right.
No points
Because you
knocked
made
off.
that decision. I didn't force your hand. I let you know what it is, and you have the choice to still come to get me. You don't have to worry about coming to my door or whatever, because again, we talked about it. So I just feel like, again, if we have conversations before these first dates, we won't have no awkward moments where you trying to reach for my hand
Correct.
and I curve you, and now you looking like, well, damn.
But in all honesty, based on a lot of the mentality that the current women have, if we start having these conversations about what men actually want, there will be no first date.
Yeah.
There will be no first date. Because so many points are going to start getting knocked out because they're trying to uphold the standard of what makes them a man. You don't believe that?
I think you should have more faith in some of the women out there. There
I
are,
do.
like you said, I do. There are a lot that do agree with probably what I'm saying, and there are some that don't. But I feel like we should, provide other perspectives for those that don't. Like if he doesn't want to open your door, don't think that he's less than, but he might not just be for you.
Thank you. That's what we say now.
And that is safe to say. Nobody should feel away because we're being honest.
That's all. That's the end game. That is all we're trying to get people to understand. But for so long, based on the traditional values, we are still required to uphold some standards that it doesn't equally make sense across the board, and we lose points now for not upholding something that we just don't feel comfortable with. Right. Nor do we even know how to do. Like I literally asked, well, what am I supposed to do? I don't even know. Well, how am I supposed to know? They don't teach us this in school. Like we don't know. And when I'm telling you I don't know, don't tell me that I'm slow. I don't know. I don't know.
Miss Rhonda says the only different thing is opening the door. I would not open a door for a man. I've been raised differently.
Okay.
Miss Sheila says, I knew y'all was going to go somewhere with this. This was from previously. Miss Rhonda says, I also wouldn't pull out a chair for a man. Those are the only differences, I think.
Okay. And do you consider them preferences, your personal preferences, or would you think the man is less than if he wanted you to do that? What if the man told you he would like for you to pull out his chair? How would you feel about that man? Because that's what he wants. That's what will make him feel good.
And matter of fact, let's do this. So, Jasmine, you've expressed that if you were to ask a man out, you would do all the things for him that a man is usually expected to do. So that was Rhonda with the last comment, right? So, Rhonda, if you are willing to ask a man out, would you be willing to do all the things that is normally expected of the man if the roles were reversed? Would you pick him up? Would you come to his door? Would you open his door? Well, obviously you wouldn't because you just stated. Would you pay for the meal? Like, would you do all those other things that are normally expected of the man that cannot be reciprocated?
I feel like I feel like there's, with this generation, I feel like there are maybe some more mature women that don't have a problem with like doing that. I feel like they'll be like, especially if they are secure within themselves to, handle paying for the man or, doing outside of the norm. I feel like there are women out there that would reverse it and they would have no problem with it.
I agree with something you said earlier, and it was the man, whenever they find a woman that's willing to reciprocate that same energy, they're defensive. The reason that we're not currently discussing them is because there's no men on this live. So the points that we're bringing up is only to help the women. We also then one day would have to address the toxic masculinity that comes along with the man doing it. So we're not saying that the grass is not there, but we're only talking about another section, right? So there are men who need to understand that it doesn't make you less than to have a woman to pay for the meal, have a woman pick you up, have a woman. It doesn't make you less than a man, and you need to learn to accept that as what it is. But we can't deal with them because they're not on here right now. So we're only going to deal with what the woman can do to change it, and then we'll do a whole nother video about how the man can do to change it, and then that is where we will meet in the middle.
I feel like that's a trickle-down effect too, because I feel like if those men would allow, a woman to take care of you, or just say, get dressed, we're going somewhere. Like if that was more,
I would want that.
Yeah.
If that was allowed more.
Say that again.
I'm a man, and that would turn me on if a woman were to say that to me.
Like get
So
dressed.
we want that, yeah.
Right.
What?
So I feel like
Finna put the chains on? Finna get the chains?
Yep.
What? I'm finna get it, but we don't got that though. We don't never get that. It's always, hey, my wife, Swan told my day.
Take me out.
I had asked Swan, but I guess this also my fault too, because that was my chance to tell her I want that same thing. So I'm glad we're talking about this. Me and my wife were talking about things that we can do. No, I asked her what things that she liked. She was like, I want you to order me a dress and tell me just get ready. And I was like, okay, I can do that. But I never thought about that would be exciting. And my wife sent me like, put some clothes on. Your boy finna jump. I'm gonna send my boy some picture which fit you think your boy gonna be. Like, we get excited for that stuff too. And I just need y'all to know that.
And I feel like if it was allowed more, I feel like men would also, again with the trickle down effect, I feel like men would also be more prone to share their emotions, so that the male or the female population knows that y'all got them.
Yes.
Because right now they think that y'all just some cold-hearted stones out here.
I want to get the get dressed text.
Yes.
Send me the get dressed text.
Like, don't ask me no questions.
Don't ask no questions.
Just get dressed, be ready at 7 o'clock.
Tell me you taking me out tonight.
Bring me the J's, yo. Where my loafers?
See, Jerry says the question is not the problem. You are correct about the unbalancing.
Thank you so much. That is all we ask.
Miss Sheila says we would equally understand each other.
Thank you.
Jerry says I care about my king's feels for real.
Thank you.
Miss Selena says
she got
a book.
Spend the night bag, suck his penis, give my vagina to him. So those are the 3 things that are expected of a woman. Well, y'all, Miss Rhonda says, well, y'all might think I'm weird, but the first date, he already knows there will be no sex. Some guys decline, some still come. LOL, I just don't waste time nor play games.
Right, but Rhonda, did she answer my question earlier?
I don't know.
The question...
I haven't finished.
Go ahead, finish.
So we just gonna let Selena go through with that? We ain't gonna... Okay.
Rhonda never answered my question.
Okay.
Jerry says, I don't think all men think that at first.
Think what?
It was from, I think,
talk about the expectation of sex.
Yeah.
We need more thoughts. Well, they need more thoughts.
Miss Rhonda says, exactly, Jazz. Shay says, I agree with Jazz. Sheila says, that's why what I said, equally understand each other. Monique says, yes, I agree with you, Jazz. Miss Rhonda says, exactly, Jazz. Miss Monique says, I feel like those.
I need to sit. You
I feel like those.
Come get on camera.
No, go ahead. I feel like those conversations need to be had beforehand. This was from Monique. I agree. Let's see. Jerry says, I would do it. She also says, we are equal here. I'm deserving, and so is he.
Let's go. That's all we want y'all to know. And Jazz, I agree. If more women would do that and men would admit that, like, I feel like that'll create a better emotional space between us. Like, I know if my wife knew that it would excite me to get that get dressed text, then she would send it. I don't know how I missed that opportunity, but I hope she's watching. I'm gonna need that text one day.
Latiffany R says expectations but stipulations on relationships. Communication is essential for mutual respect regardless of gender.
Agreed.
Miss Rhonda says, I would do all those things except the door opening type thing. I would not think he's anything less if he didn't, though.
Cool.
Yes, I would also pay for a meal. I also like planning dates.
Cool.
So
Cool.
Jerry says, I shop for my husband, drive him, make plans, run bath, etc.
Girl, what you
She also says the vibration is high in our house.
Let's go. God,
Miss Rhonda says one guy would not let me plan the date, pay for the date, surprise him, etc.
Toxic masculinity at its finest.
Selena says, so I deleted that comment. How did it still show up? And then Jerry says that's 2 months dating and 12 years of marriage.
Let's go. See, it works. Like, it works if you work it, though. Like, guys do need to start admitting that, hey, y'all, we want stuff too. We like, the same stuff y'all like. We just respond to it differently. But I feel like for so long, men have been taught that we're the one that need to meet expectations. And the only expectation that has been presented is sex for them. So in their mind, I just need to be looking forward to sex. No matter if it take 1 date, 2 date, 3 date, 4 date, like I'm going to keep doing it until I get it. But if we remove sex and start putting all the other stuff that y'all expect from us, we can actually start finding joy in this. The joy for most of them don't come till they get sex. And
because y'all ain't bringing
nothing else to us.
You ain't asking for nothing else either.
We didn't know we could.
So can we also address the ridiculousness in there being no rationale behind what's expected of a man and what's expected of a woman outside of the fact that one has a penis and one has a vagina? Like, that's literally the only rationale that exists in the world behind why men should be providers, why men should be protectors, why men should come to the door, why men should pay for them, like why men should do all of these things. Just like for the woman as well, outside of the fact that one has a penis and one has a vagina. And that's why things are so unbalanced, because you're not providing us any rationale, but we're just supposed to accept and to say, okay, well, I'm going to do these things. So again, for the woman as well. And now we're trying to wade our way through this, but then we're encountering things that what I was taught doesn't make sense for the situation, but we're going to try to make it work anyway. But now we end up in situations where it's not working.
Now the guy's frustrated, he's angry, he's depressed, he's lonely on the inside. He don't understand why I'm doing all these things and I'm not receiving any of this at all. What do we supposed to do? And when we come on camera and we have conversations and we're telling the world this, it's, oh, you be all right. Or man up. There's no man up. I'm a man. I'm up. Answer me is my thing. Help me, because I'm in a place now. Like, I don't know, and I need you to help me understand. So what does that leave us? And then what does that leave us raising our children? Because now the young boys think that sex is the goal. No, son, sex is not the goal. Do you know that the lady has open communication? Do you know she has goal-oriented, trust, humbleness, loyalty, respect, all the things that we was naming? Do you know that you can be looking for those things in a woman? Well, no, Dad, I didn't. I thought I was just supposed to get vagina because that's what men do. No, son, that is not what men do. Well, when you were talking about all this stuff, they were telling you to man up, so I don't think that's right. Well, son, screw them. This is correct. But if we don't have enough of us putting that into the kids, they're going to believe who? Them. Mm-hmm. So when I say, well, what I'm supposed to do, don't call me slow. Don't say, well, I don't. I'm verbally telling you I don't. Teach me so I can teach my son, so my son can teach his son can teach his friend can teach his friends, and then we can rechange the way that the world sees it. But if no one is willing to come on camera and have these discussions, admit that, hey, this is very toxic for me to allow the woman that I am pursuing to work together to build an empire with to actually help me or contribute or partner with me, or I'm less than, we're going to continue to try to uphold something that isn't working. It isn't working for a lot of guys to automatically assume that sex is my expectation, is it? That's where rape, molestation, and pedophilia and all these other stuff come from. But when we're trying to say, okay, let's remove sex. Hey, world, give us something to expect. no one has something for us. So they do what? They default back to sex. And that is the problem that we have.
And then you also gotta not.
I need a lot of yes, Adrians, please.
Yes! Yes!
I agree, Adrian.
Yes.
Where y'all at?
Yeah, I agree with you.
If not, Jazz, you need to say exactly what I just said so they can hear it.
Please.
I'm not gonna say exactly what you said. They heard.
Paraphrase it for them because they don't hear me when I talk or Aaron. They don't know what we say. But when you say it,
Yes, I agree, Jazz.
Selena says you right.
Thank you. Thank you, Selena.
All right. She gave you a little hand clamp emojis as well.
Thank you.
But what I was going to also say is to add to that is we also need to make sure we, talk to our young boys coming up. If you meet the expectations or whatever of a woman and you still have in your head the end goal of sex, you need to also be okay with not obtaining that at the end of the night. If you check off all of these tasks that you've completed and you've won the game by the end of the night. If you don't do that, we need to be okay with that being okay with you not getting it. If anything, you should be excited to have more tantalizing conversation on the next interaction that you guys
I want to
have.
remove the whole sex from the concept.
Yeah, so
I want to completely remove it.
Let's not only just teach them to be okay with not getting sex. Let's start teaching our boys what to expect from women. Let's start teaching our girls how to treat a man, because men are taught how to treat women. Hold on, men are taught how to treat women. Women are taught what to expect from men, but women are not taught how to treat men. So we need to start
outside of cooking and cleaning.
So we need to start letting our boys know, hey, you need to start expecting this, and that from a woman. That she's going to expect all these things.
If she's not giving it,
we need to tell our women the same way you expect this, and that from the man. You need to be providing and treating them like yes. So let's start teaching that. Let's forget about sex.
Yeah, I don't even. It's not a. Even if you don't get it, no, delete it.
It don't need to be on the table.
I want it deleted as well, is what I'm saying. I know that's there, and that's usually an end goal for most.
But you know what?
Because that's what's being taught.
That's what's being taught. Right. What people don't realize though, if you get this, and she's doing this,
we don't need sex.
It's going to eventually happen though. Yeah. It's not a necessity, but once all of these chemicals come together, it's gonna blow. Tell me you can meet somebody who has amazing conversation, goal-oriented, trustworthy, humble, loyal, respectful, protector, provider, comforter, emotional intelligence. All of them things on that list on a consistent basis, and you don't want to drop the draws? I'm gonna want to give it to you if you giving me all of that. It's not going to be a conversation we got to have. It's not going to be anything. Baby, marry me. Because I need this in my life for the rest of my life. But they're trying to get to the end goal, which they think is sex, before meeting all this other stuff. And that's why the world is in the shape that it's in now. We're starting from the wrong end of the spectrum. Let's remove sex overall. In a relationship, don't even consider sex to be an option. In a courtship, don't even consider sex at all. Let's start listing all of these other things that we need to be looking for in each other. How about that? And if you can't do that, you need to be working on some self-control. Is that a book? Oh, it better be my yes.
Let's see. All right. So Jerry says it works, especially if you model what you accept. Latoya says, "Hey y'all."
Hey Toya.
Hey Toya.
Rhonda says most of it's opinion, experience, and expectation. There's no doctrine to back it. Like we make dating harder than it needs to be.
Say that again. Say that again. Read it one more time.
Most of it's opinion, experience, and expectation. There's no doctrine to back it. Like we make dating harder than it needs to be.
Yes.
I really do, bro.
Thank you.
Monique says, yes, this is really good.
No, that was a yes, Adrian.
No, that's
not just yes.
This was before you dropped your your gems, okay? Rhonda says, and if there's something I expect, I explain why. And if he has expectation, I want him to explain it to me.
Thank you.
We need to have healthy, honest conversation.
Thank you.
Selena says, yes, you're right. Jerry says, I've been liking. Monique says, we hear y'all. Miss Rhonda says, truth, Adrian.
All right,
Thank you.
All right.
Monique says, yes, Aaron, say that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Miss Rhonda says, very true. Sorry, I can't remember his name. LOL.
Aaron. It's
Andre?
Aaron. Aaron. No. It's A-A-R-O-N. Aaron.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Miss Selena says, things go boring and sour when you take sex out of the equation.
That's because.
Why do we need
That's
sex,
because
yo?
that's all you think is available.
That's
I
crazy.
agree. If all I thought was available was water, but if I tell you, you do know there's Sprite, there's Pepsi, there's
Powerade.
Coke, there's
But when you
Powerade,
drink
there's
this water,
tea.
you're going to
Gatorade.
always, your thirst going to be quenched and you're going to be healthy.
That's your problem.
You ain't got to worry about
That
no
is
sugars.
your problem.
your problem.
You ain't got to worry about no sugars. and
You
no
ain't gotta
extra
get
stuff
drunk
in
to
your
have
drink.
fun.
Right,
bro.
you don't got to.
You don't gotta
son.
get drunk.
That's the problem. But Selena, you're right, because that's the perspective that you was raised with. What we're doing now is reprogramming.
That's all it comes.
Yeah.
So what's the moral of this? What
What are we taking away?
I don't know what we're taking away.
You don't know what we taking away, yo. What have you learned today?
What
son?
are we taking away from the conversation?
I have learned that it is okay to share the load and share the experience of a first date between two individuals,
And not just put all the responsibility
and
on
not
the
to
man
just put all the responsibility
because he has a penis.
on the man because he has a penis
And the scales are very
and
uneven.
he's just so
Keep talking.
overwhelmed.
Yeah. 'Cause they like when you
I don't
talk.
want him to be overwhelmed. Sick, yeah.
They don't hear us. They don't hear us, yo.
We gotta ask for
We're
the
gonna,
guesses.
we're gonna have to get a teleprompter so when we say something, Jazz can read what we're saying so that they can hear it. We're gonna get a teleprompter.
So
for
in
you.
later news, just in.
Look, to them, they see whole couch. Like
Yeah.
it's a whole couch. There's
see-
no bodies here. They just hear Jazz and it's a couch.
Right. We just the entertainment.
Yeah.
But that's what I took away from it.
Do you agree that based on the perspective we promoted, how unbalanced this whole thing has been for a long time?
It has, but like in my opinion, like I said before, it's been taught, like you said, to young boys and men to just be the provider and the protector. And when we
let's stick right
women-
there. So, because I already know where you're finna go. So, because of those men or boys, males who are stuck in their traditional ways of one of my agents in my last class, she said that the guys she's talking to, they discuss dating. And he made the comment that it's not a date if I'm not paying for everything. So males like that make it hard for the world to evolve, and they also make it hard for women who are willing to help and want to share the load to actually do so. However, this is what I want to offer to women, and yes, again, we are going to address those males. However, as a woman, just because you offer to help and he shuts you down, you don't have to accept his shutdown. Because what you're doing is you're still automatically giving him the responsibility of everything.
And
promoting the idea that he is the primary provider and I'm here to help if he needs me to. No, you can let them know, hey, it's okay for us to share the load because the idea of a relationship is a partnership. So if we're not already starting off on the foot of partnership, then this isn't going to go the way it needs to. Perfect. So women, when you offer to help and a man shuts you down, push back on them. Right. Don't just say okay and just be submissive, because I know usually women are taught to be submissive, right? And just do what their man says. No, you don't have to accept that. You can have a conversation with them and help them understand why it's a good idea to contribute or why it's a good idea to share the load. What if we want to continue to go on multiple dates and you're just going to keep letting him spend all the money? Like, it'll be more productive for you guys to share, because then that means more dates that can be had. That means more conversation, more interaction,
more
and more opportunity for development and building between the two of you.
But if it's all on me, we're going to go once a month.
Right. And if I'm just saying no, if you offering, I'm just saying no, don't help me pay. Now I'm not doing myself any favors, because what if I got bills to pay and yet we going on a date every other night? So
and now I'm homeless.
I'm homeless. Are you going to let me live with you? So women, Stop if you, and let's teach our girls as well. If you encounter a man and you're offering a contribution, or if you're offering partnership, do not tell them or teach them to not just accept it if they deny it or if they reject it. Push back on it and have a conversation to help them understand why it's a better idea or why it's more productive to partner instead of being sponsored by him. Because a man, and what I want men or those males to learn is that you are not limited to the amount of money you can spend. You're not limited as a man by just how deep your pockets go. There's so much more to a man than just how much he can pay for a meal, how much he can pay on bills. There's more to us than just that. And that's the lesson that we need to start teaching our males and boys growing up, that it's okay to be well-rounded. It's okay to have effective communication. It's okay to have a great personality. It's okay to be emotionally intelligent. It's okay to have sympathy and empathy. It's okay to have patience. It's okay to be goal-oriented, to have vision, to have planning, to have goals. Like, it's okay to be those things, but we don't know that that's okay
because we only see us as money bags.
We only see us as money bags, and then we have women enabling that behavior by just accepting it when we say, "Hey, don't worry about it, I got it."
And then they wonder why. Well, girl, he don't show no emotion. Like, he don't this, he don't that, because you kind of promoted me to keep this tradition. So the reason that you don't know my emotional side is because we met and you just saw me as money. So I got to continue to do this in order to be who you saw me as. So I can't show you emotions. I can't show you I have effective communication. I can't show you all these other qualities that you would love to see, because that takes away in our society from being a man. But it doesn't. That's foolishness.
All right. Miss Rhonda says, Aaron, yes, I got your name right. Selena says, I appreciate it. Miss Rhonda says, I take away you're more comfortable when you don't wear socks. Latoya says Latoya says men should be allowed to have the same expectations as women. Rhonda says, great talk tonight, fellas. Definitely showed the unbalance.
Thank you.
Monique says, something I'm taking away from this talk it out session would be that men and women should share the load of a first date as well as during the entire relationship.
Absolutely.
We are equals. Bobby Moody says, keep up the great work. Monique says, open and honest communication goes a long way. She also says, say that, Aaron. Let's be assertive, ladies. Rhonda says, exactly, Aaron. Sheila says, yes, Aaron.
Let's
and
go.
then Miss Rhonda says,
Let's go.
Hold on.
Aaron.
Did people not know my name?
I can't say yes because I don't want to say it.
Son,
So I hold my yes for later.
how many videos have we done, yo?
Like the 12th one.
It's like 15, son.
Like 12.
Like, so did y'all just not know my name all this time? Now that they know, they can start giving it to me. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's all that was.
No, I'm saying that was like, oh, I get it now. Ain't no way, yo.
Monique says, this was so good. Miss Rhonda says, see, I taught everyone your name tonight.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
They didn't want to hit my feet. Y'all could have inboxed me.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, this has been a great talk. Well, did you say what you were taking away? Or?
Yeah. So my whole thing is, I don't like when females approach it from the concept of I will help, because for me it sounds like you don't realize that we're supposed to be partnering. It seems as if you're coming from the perspective of I really don't have to, but here's a little bit on it. So let's get the idea of we are sharing and we're partnering. You're not helping me. Like, this is not a little help thing. When we decide to do this together, let's work together. So what I take away from it is, to be honest, I'm really glad Miss Rhonda and Jazz and all the other women, Miss Sheila, Selena, Chanel, Monique, the other Monique, was it two Moniques?
Yeah.
The fact that y'all can, Miss Bobby, the fact that y'all can shade.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
Shout out to the West Side. All y'all. So if I miss your name, I'm so sorry. But the fact that it started out a little rough, but it really brought me joy when y'all was like, dang, it's unbalanced. Mm-hmm. And you didn't try to fight it anymore. You accepted it for what it is. And I just really hope that we now start to teach this to our kids to create a
Please.
better world.
Please.
Miss Sheila ends it out saying, "Okay, guys, now go get dressed."
Hey!
It's true. All right, but we'll conclude this video here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for getting involved, for sharing your thoughts and comments, your questions, things of that nature, for overall contributing to the conversation. If this is your first time tuning in and you want to catch other videos, all the previous videos that we've done, you can go to my YouTube page. Just type in Aaron Tate. AARONTATE. You should see my handsome face. Click on it and you'll have access to all the videos we've done so far and all the topics we've discussed. Adrian also posts videos on his page as well, or he reposts the videos that we've done on his page.
And on the VERB page on Facebook.
Be on the lookout for the next topic that we discuss next week. He'll be posting what the topic will be that we'll be discussing. So catch us same place, same time next week. Well, right now we're going to go ahead and say goodbye to our future selves. And one day we'll look back on this and wonder why we were like this in the first place. And we'll holler at you next week.